The University College of the Cayman Islands has a new leader at its helm, Dr. Stacy McAfee. And tonight she joins me to discuss her vision for the university as well as the tertiary education here in Cayman. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. And I hope I didn't butcher your last name.
Perfect.
Is that correctly? All right. So you served as the Associate Vice President for External Relations, Strategic Partnerships and Presidential Initiatives at the University of the Pacific in California. And you've been here now for a few weeks?
Yes, January 1. I'm officially at the helm.
You've been officially at the helm, but I'm sure you've been watching everything a little while before that. What difference, what's the biggest difference that sticks out for you?
Well, one thing that we have an opportunity to do here at UCCI is to build a broad-based system of education from TVET all the way through graduate and ongoing professional development and learning. And often in the United States, that type of education might be segmented between various institutions of tertiary education. The other thing that I think is very different here is that needs-based financial support for students doesn't exist the way that it does in the United States, and that's a really important way that students access and complete tertiary education.
That's very interesting that you bring that up. How do you plan to address that? Do you have some ideas to how you might effect some change in that department?
Absolutely. I think we have some work to do to make the case to tell the story about who we currently serve and who we might serve if that type of aid was available. I think that within the private sector as well as within the nation and the government, we can find pockets of opportunity to support those who are moving into the workforce that maybe are being left behind right now with the current approach that we're taking.
What do you expect your biggest challenge to be?
I think the biggest challenge will be that there's so many exciting opportunities to build partnerships externally with industry. And so we need to build capacity internally, enough financial resources to build the university to be responsive to the needs of the type of students we serve. So Tammy, one of the things that's happening across education internationally is we're serving very different types of students. We have adults who are the fastest growing segment of tertiary education, as well as school leavers. And how we serve those students can be very different if we're doing it well. So we want to create a student-centered institution that in fact is responsive and anticipates and delivers the type of education that each person needs.
You're never too old to learn. So
that's right.
It's heartening actually to hear that the adult population is growing in regards of who your student base is. In that regard, do you think that the tools are there for UCCI to deliver to all of those different needs that you just addressed?
Not yet, but we are definitely going to get there. In fact, one of the most important parts of the vision is to build the partnerships and the relationships that enable the university to be suitably resourced to do that work. And it's not unique to us that more and more resources are really needed to reach and support a diverse student population. But that's really our mission. We're the access institution here for Cayman, and so our responsibility is to understand what we need and to work collaboratively to build that.
And you've probably had an opportunity to make some comparison as to where UCCI lies in regards to the rest of, let's say, the region or even internationally. Do you think that we are bridging the gap, becoming closer to being on par with some of the other institutions worldwide?
Absolutely, and I think the process that we will go through in securing international accreditation at an institutional level, we have some great programmatic accreditation, but that process is really a reflective self-study where we compare ourselves to other institutions internationally, and that will allow us to see where the gaps are, how we build towards that. But my experience thus far is we have very talented faculty and staff who really just need the opportunity to have the resources in front of them to create where we want to go.
Well, it certainly sounds like you're going to be sounding the horn where that is concerned and raising the awareness.
Yes, very much so.
We thank you for being here with us on Cayman 27 News.
Thank you. Sincere pleasure.
Stay with us. After the break, we have more.